If we're looking for the biggest opportunity of 2021, I reckon it's going to be this remix competition. So why not enter it and give it a shot? We're going to make a video. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try and gather together all of the skills of production and recording I've learned over the last several months. Hopefully it goes well. You're going to see the whole process and the thought behind why I did what I did and how I came to get the sound I did. It might end up terribly, and if anything, this is just to practice. This is just to get better. Because there's going to be thousands of entries for this remix competition, I think it's important to make it stand out. I might be going a bit far here, but we're going to try our own vocal. That's something that I've been doing a lot recently. I've got some tracks coming up this year with my own vocals on them. Let's hope it goes well, and let's get right into the project. Alright, first up, I've got the stems here, sounding great, of course. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a kick drum to the project. And what I'm going to do, this is my theory, I'm going to record the vocal over the original instrumental, get it all processed and mixed in this project so I know that it's going to sit over a produced track, and then export the vocal as a full stem, just like the ones below here. I'm going to just prepare it to make it a little bit easier for me to get the timing right. First up, I'm going to drop a kick down. I'm going to put it over the whole song pretty much, apart from the drop that has obviously already got a kick. So let me just put that down there.
Let's get down to business.
Okay.
Give you one more night to get this.
Okay, so now we've got the kick over. Basically, I'm just going to record the lead in first. That's the lead vocal. And personally, I like to run the effects coming through my headphones while I'm recording. So that's compression, that's reverb, that's another compression because I do parallel compression. I run that through. Let me just explain this. Number 10 is the vocal lead. So basically, when I get to record, I'm going to take this drop down up here that says none. I'm going to turn that to my microphone, okay? So for this part, I'm going to use an EQ, and it's usually from my microphone, and this changes. My microphone and my voice is pretty much something like that. Then I'm going to compress it with my favorite compressor, the Glue. And I'm always going to use the preset that works for me, which is smooth radio style, which is pretty compressed, to be honest. Again, you dial that in, but I aim for 4 to 8 on the meter here, and of course have about 4 to 8 on the output as well. So that's it for the first part. Those two plugins go there. And then I route this to another send, and I put a hard compression on here. I route it to another send. I put a reverb on here, and I put it to another one, and I put delay and anything else I might want as well. This chain can go all the way over here if it needs to. That's just to add extra reverbs and also extra creative effects. So what I'm going to do, set that up, start recording a lead, and hear how it sounds, all right? So I'll be back in a minute. The first kind of lead, the entry lead, is down, and it's quite a challenge actually because it's quite low. But I think we pulled it off. So as you can see, when we're doing vocals, you do what are known as takes. Maybe I'm being a bit simplistic here, but we take lots of takes and then we comp it together to make the final vocal. And as you can see, if you turn it onto generic bleeding, it will taper off the edges just like this and allow you to just close the little samples. It will allow you to just close the samples without any pops or clicks, like a fade out effect, pretty much. This is extremely loud and unmixed, obviously, but this is what it sounds like so far.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
What I'm gonna do, I think, to start the song, I want to like double it up and make it quite atmospheric, and then I'm gonna lead the next part of the song into a little bit more atmosphere. Right now, I'm gonna layer this up with loads of backing vocals and harmonies. Maybe not harmonies, but definitely backing vocals to make it sound like a kind of chorus is singing the part. So what I'm gonna do now is pretty much leave all of these here just in case I change my mind about the comp here. Leave all these hanging around here, and then just set up a new channel and record the next lines in. I'll break them down for you once I've done them. Okay, so what I've done is I've recorded the same melody, but higher and more, let's say, whispery. So I've recorded it 8 times and then split it into 2 different channels, panned hard left and hard right, okay? So 4 of them were this way, 4 of them were that way. Then I picked the best out of 4 on each side and comped them together, much like I did the lead vocal. So they sound a little bit disjointed and a little bit chopped up. Also, they're missing some of the syllables, like the S's and the plosive sounds as well. They're missing those because if you cut them out, it means that the one from the lead can make sure to punch through without being messed up on the sides. So they sound a little bit awkward by themselves, but I'll show you afterwards what they sound like together.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We had a billion nights just like this. Let's get down to business.
So, in fact, let's just copy that process and take off the S's at the end of here. There we go. Again, it sounds awkward, but when you put the lead in, you get the full sound.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
So a little bit disjointed and a bit roughly mixed. Without the kick, it sounds nice, and I'm planning on having it without the kick, actually. That was more of a metronome thing. Give me a second to mix them down a little bit.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
Let's take some of the bass out of this vocal.
Let's get down to business.
Okay, so that's what it sounds like so far. Let's just keep going. All right, okay, so the next phrase, I'm going to use those little backing vocals from the original acapella because they're so cool. I don't know what he's saying. That's the main problem. I'm not redoing them. The ones I'm talking about are these ones. I'll make them work a little bit better in some time, but I want to focus on the vocal first. So, as you can see, a bunch of takes, and a lot of this is actually just experimenting. You're just throwing down melodies, seeing what works, and then you just kind of pick apart the best ones, really. Of course, I'm going to be redoing the instrumental, but I want to take this into a more atmospheric build-up part, go into a drop that's kind of like house trancey, and then go into a chorus repetition again. This is what it sounds like. And again, I think I'm going to double it up with some harmonies and some extra little bits in a moment. But you can see it changes mood quite a lot.
Mama, please don't worry about me, 'cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business.
Next. All right, so next up, I've recorded the same thing from a little bit more of a distance. So around here. So that's about that space instead of that space from the microphone. And I've recorded it 4 times, and I have panned 2 on either side. So these are known as dubs, basically, or doubles, or dub tracks, something like that. And yeah, they can be imperfect, but it's best to try and time them well. Pitching can be a little bit off. In fact, it's encouraged because it sounds more like a chorus. In terms of timing, it's always good to just get them on in time. As I zoom in here, you'll notice that the first word there is a bit messy in some of them. This is the best one. I'll let you hear what they sound like together. A bit messy.
Mama, please don't worry about me, 'cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business.
So not really bad or anything. But what we're going to do for each one is put it onto generic mode. And that's going to allow us to take essentially each letter individually. And you'll see as I chop this, it's going to have that little bit at the start there. So what I'm going to do, pretty much chop every word that I think is probably going to be shifted like this, up and down, up and down. And of course, just delete the gaps so we're not leaving any excess noise. So probably the first word is going to require a little bit of timing. And then the next phrases. Anywhere we see the gaps, basically just slice it up. And afterwards, you might even need to do some more. It's all about getting the timing right for these. You can be a little bit messy with this. This, of course, is the reason that I will be going into a new project when I do the final like instrumental part, because I really want to change this instrumental up a lot as well, like make it stand out quite a bit. This is just the first stage. It's already taken ages, but I've already had quite a lot of fun doing this, so it's cool. What you want to do is take each layer at a time and line it up with the lead, which is above here. Basically, we're just going to be going over all of these lines.
Mama, please don't worry about me,
Sounds good to me so far.
'cause I'm about to let my heart speak, about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this, so let's get down, let's get down, let's get down to business, let's get down to business, let's get down to business.
All right, so that's the first one. So we're just basically going to do this 4 times. And it's a good idea to keep the previous one on as well. And as you can see, I'm already going to be cutting that one.
Mama, please don't worry about me, about me.
And you can actually just kind of leave these gaps because they're so in the background. And as long as the lead is very well comped, these can be a little bit messy. So it's all right.
Let's get down to business. Let's get
You can see there's a lot of problems with the end phrase there for that one. So line them up.
let's get down to business.
Of course, chop off the S's just to make things less choppy sounding. 2 out of 4. Next ones. You can see why this has taken a while, and you can see why many people spend a long time on vocal comping because it's really important.
Mama, please don't worry about me. Let's get down to business.
Perfect. All right, last one.
Mama, please don't worry about me. Let's get down to business.
Okay, there we go. So that's our dubs done, and all we need to do now is just kind of like reduce the mix of them essentially to bring them down a bit. Also, we could bust them together. Of course, we can control the volume of them and maybe compress them together, and maybe EQ some of the highs out of them, something like that. I'll do that in a bit. I'm not focused on that right now. So together.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Mama, please don't worry about me, 'cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this, so let's get down to business.
Okay, so I'm going to put it to the same reverb bus as Ascend, just as everything else, because of a continuity kind of thing. That's good practice for vocal mixing. Although I'm going to export the vocal dry anyway, so I can really control it later in the actual project. So kind of irrelevant for now. It just helps you get a grasp of it if it's going to work out. Remember that we're going to change the whole instrumental here as well. Although I'm going to definitely take this effect here. It's so nice. And this one. These are such cool effects. I love that sound. It's so nice.
Mama, please don't worry about me.
So I'm hearing a little bit still clustery up here.
Mama, please don't worry about me, 'cause I'm about to let my heart speak. About to let my heart.
Okay, so cool. Next up, I'm going to try recording some harmonies and some low octave versions of the melody, but very close to the microphone, almost like whispering in a very low voice. And again, it's going to sound very weird by itself, but in the context of everything, it's going to make everything sound really cool, in my opinion. Although it might not work. And this is what this process is about. You're just layering stuff up, seeing if you can make it work. So I'm going to just mess around for a bit and I'll show you what I get. All right. Okay. So I went a bit overboard with this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play everything with the lead vocal, and then I'm going to take off the lead vocal so you can hear all of these layers I've added. So we've got 4 dubs, 2 low dubs at the low octave, and then we've got 2 sets of harmonies, both quite high. These ones are more sustained notes, and these ones rise up.
Mama, please don't worry about me, 'cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this, So let's get down to business.
I'm hearing a boom. Ignore me. I can hear it, and it's already inspiring me for like the instrumental. So that's really cool. Let's take the lead off so you can hear what's going on.
Mama, please don't worry about me.
In fact, I'm going to take off the dub so you can just hear the harmonies and the low one.
Mama, please don't worry about me. 'Cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave there. So let's get down to business.
Okay, so a little bit more rough around the edges when you hear them individually. But together, with the instrumental that, of course, we're going to edit, let's listen to the whole thing.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Mama, please don't worry about me. 'Cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business.
Nice. There we go. Next part. The last thing I'm going to be doing is taking my headphones as far away as I can with the cable. All right, so probably back here, right? About here. And I'm going to sing the melody twice. This is going to give a really big sense of depth to the sound. So let's give that a shot. All right, okay. So last up, you've got these kind of rough sounding vocals, but they work. They really work.
Mama, please don't worry about me. 'Cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. Let's get down to business.
Again, you'll notice they're really choppy because my timing's not great. It doesn't really make a difference in the context of things. That's why I think it's always important to comp everything together as one. You're not soloing things out. It's all about the context. So just like lead layering, just like synth layering, just like mixing, try not to solo stuff too much unless you're really trying to be precise. But it's all about the context. So focus on that.
Mama, please don't worry about me. 'Cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business.
There's quite a bit to go, if I'm being honest. So what we're going to do now is record the higher part of the vocal here. I think we're going to go into a kind of drop part without the vocal.
Let's get down.
So instead of that vocal,
Let's get down.
we're going to go into like a drop part, and then we're going to go into this part.
Let's get down.
I'm going to have to go higher. Let's get down to business. Let's get it done. And of course, we're going to double it up. But I've got an idea for this part. So we're going to double it up a lot, but we're also going to add like many ambient things. So I'll cover that in a bit. All right, okay. I've got a lead in. This part is going to be doubled up quite a lot. I really want something quite anthemy sounding. So right now it's a bit plain, but we're going to do something similar to what we did down here, but probably even a little bit more.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
And that bit at the end, I've got a plan for that. I'm going to do a bunch of harmonies and the instrumental's going to be different. So just wait a minute for that. It does sound a little bit awkward right now. Honestly, next up is just recording dubs and harmonies and making it sound big. So see you in a minute. All right, okay. So we've recorded the dubs that are on the same octave right now. As you can see, I'm getting a bit tired. This has been a while. It's been a long time. Probably start the instrumental tomorrow, to be honest. But anyway, let's power on through. Let's take this and you can hear what I've done here.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million.
And then with the leads.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
All right, so it does sound a bit odd with the current instrumental, just because it's not the vibe I'm going for at all. I keep saying that, but I think I know what I'm doing. I think I have a vision for this. bear with me. I'll keep trying. All right. So we've got a bunch of layers now, as you can see. The whole song looks like this. So here's the lead, here are the dubs to begin with, here's the pre-chorus, and then here's the chorus. Now, let's look at some of the layers here, because the first one's kind of interesting. It's the lead, but formatted down.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this.
Now, I'm actually soloing that out right now and hearing problems that I was hearing. Couldn't figure out what it was. It's these bits at the end. So let's get them.
Business. Give you one more night to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
And cut out that S there as well. All right, so next up we've got the standard dubs.
Let's get down.
Okay, and then we've got the far away dubs.
Let's get down to business.
You'll hear there's a lot less bass in them. Then we've got these.
Let's get down to business.
Really bassy. We've got these ones.
Let's get down to business.
So extremely high. That was quite a challenge, those ones. We've got these ones.
Let's get down to business.
So harmonies. So these are the other harmonies.
Let's get down to business. Give you.
I'm going to cut these S's out as well.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. Million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
There, so you can see I'm sorting things on the fly. So there is a use in soloing things out, but you don't always have to do it. And I think all together is where you should be focusing on. Now, again, of course, I'm going to be exporting these as stems to put into the instrumental project and also mix them better. But for now, we've got this.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
So the next stage for me is pretty much just to record the next phrase, which is like this.
Let's get down.
It's the same melody as this part,
Mama, please don't worry about me.
but it's at this octave. That's my idea, and it's going to be recorded similar to the way this one's done. Very low.
Let's get down to business.
All right. Then we're going to go into a part like this.
Mama, please don't worry about me. 'Cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me.
And then we've got the final chorus recorded anyway. And then we can actually get onto production, which is something that I'm going to have to do tomorrow, I think, or at least, probably tomorrow. I'm really excited to see what I can do. I've had so much fun already recording these. This has probably taken like 5 hours so far, but it's been totally worth it. I've learned a lot doing this as well, which is sick. So let's look at what we've done. We've done the second verse, and as you can see, we've done the same kind of low octave as the first part, and then the little backings as well. So you can hear that.
Back and forth with the bullshit. I know I said it before, I don't mean it. It's been a while since I had your attention, so it might hurt to hear this.
Cool. I'm going to do something here production-wise, and then we're going into the bridge, as it's known as well. This is going to be, I'm going to try and make this like really, atmospheric and stuff during this part, but for now it sounds like this.
Dreams we have thought ever fall away. We can't live them if we stay the same. And I can't do this for another day. So let's get down to business.
So that's that so far. Simply put, it's one lead and then two dubs, which are doing the same melody. And then we've got a lower octave. This part is going to be very washed out with reverb and stuff. So I need to keep it kind of simple. And then we go back to the second chorus as well. As you can hear, it's quite stacked up now.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
All right, so that's it. I'm gonna spend some time organizing these stems and making sure like they're all dry and stuff for when we go into the production session. But honestly, that's been 5 hours. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna start tomorrow with the production, and I'm gonna come up with fresh ears and a fresh head because I'm a bit tired right now after all that. So I'll see you tomorrow. Today's a new day. I have gotten up late after being very tired from yesterday, but it's all right. I've got this cup of ambition full of coffee, so I'm sure we'll be all right. Anyway, on this second half, we're going to be working mainly on the production and basically finishing off the remix. I don't want to spend too long on it. It's already been a while. I just hope this goes well. But I mean, I've already learned loads from doing that vocal take. It might have looked like I knew what I was doing in that video, but I was doing a lot of messing around as well and experimenting. So hopefully you learn something from the whole process. I'm wearing a hat now because I edited yesterday's content before I began today. And I realized how much I'm like feeling my hair and turning it around in my fingers. So my theory is if I keep a hat on, I won't be doing that as much because it's a really distracting, like bad habit. I have no idea why I do it. Don't ask me. So I just messed around for a little bit and we've come up with this idea so far. It's really simple, but I want to start with the original pads, or at least that note. I'm going to add a few extra things, but I found this amazing loop from, of course, Splice, my favorite website. And then combine it with this one. So together. And then I found another splice loop, which I really like. So it's this one here. It's got a really dark melody to it and it really turns this song around. So I added the bass line underneath. So this one just kind of rises, it builds a lot of tension, so you can hear this. And then for the drop, right now we've got nothing. I don't even know if I'll use this melody, but we'll figure out. I might do an alternative flip with the melody. We'll discuss that in a bit. I'll let you know if it works out. But for now, this is what it's sounding like.
Business. Mama, please don't worry about me, 'cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this, so let's get down to business.
Okay, so far, quite excited about this. Alright, okay, I've been doing a bit of messing around. Pretty much, I came up with this bass line and melody. I chopped this first note from this sample here, so I'll let you hear that. And then the second note, put them into the sampler and did the pitch with them. So I'll let you hear the melody I've come up with here. And then we added the bass line as well. Just adding a bit of OTT to the bass. So we added some drums. We kept a lot of the things that are going on. And then some shakers. And then finally some little toms. Now I'm not convinced on that rim, so I'm gonna try something else real quick. Maybe this one. That sounds a bit right. Okay, so far sounds like this. I did a reverse into the lead. Yeah, I mean, the basic idea is kind of already there. This came together pretty fast. It was one of those things that just works out. I'll explain as well. We've got 2 bass layers currently, might add more, which is 2 versions of Serum. The first one is doing this. Kind of a classic bass sound, like classic EDM. And then the other one's quite subby. And then together.
Mama, please don't worry about me, 'cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this, so let's get down to business.
So far, so good. Pretty much, I'm gonna just flesh this out, smooth some of the transitions, just work on the mix a little bit, and then I'll come back to you and explain what's been going on. So far, so good. I'm really excited about this. Still lacking a bit of energy, but I'm sure we can make it work. Okay, this is really taking shape. Let's go through everything that I've done, because I've added a fair few things. I wanted to explain what I've done. Primarily, I've actually added some high end to the vocal, because this is quite a sharp sounding track now. I've added OTT to most of the layers, just a little bit of OTT to the vocal layers, just to make them pop out, because the production is a little harder than the original. Let me just show you what we've got so far. So we've started with the bass sounds.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
So here we've got a collection of impacts, a reverse vocal, so you can hear the reverse vocal coming in as well. So that leads into the next part.
Mama, please don't worry about me, 'cause I'm about to let my heart speak.
The biggest difference is the BPM. I've actually boosted it by 4 because I wanted more energy. So as we build up the track, you'll notice that there is some extra little bits in the drop. So what we've added is these little parts here. Normal crashes and claps. This clap is just basically got a bunch of reverb on it. Added a hi-hat that is very constant. That just keeps going for the whole song. Another loop here. And then this bass shot as well. So that just adds a little bit more energy to the initial stab. There's nothing else I've really added apart from taking most things and putting OTT on it to just give it that really sharp sound that we've got here. Combine that with a little bit of a boost on the kick's bass. Let's look at the kick's EQ. So this is the original kick from the original track, but I've boosted the exact frequency on the bass there to make it last a bit longer. So what I'll play it out for you so you can hear it. So that's with the EQ, that's without. So this one has a much more driving bass at the bottom there. Because it's the right key for the track, so this note is G sharp, and the track is in G sharp minor or A flat. At least we've turned it into a minor song. So in fact, I want to boost that. So let's listen to the whole thing. It really builds up. I'm so happy with this so far. I cannot wait to finish it.
Let's get down to business. Mama, please don't worry about me, 'cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this, so let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Back and forth, back and forth.
Okay, gonna work on it a little bit more, add some more energy in places, work on the verses, and then we're really on to just transitioning into the second breakdown here. Okay, a lot of work has been done. As you can see, I spent a lot of time transitioning things, making sure everything's smooth with automation. As you can see, everything's kind of coming together now. There's a lot of automation on the vocals, just because I want to give them more dynamics. One in particular that's cool to pay attention to is this one. So this is a fruity balance, which is just a gain dial, essentially, or a volume dial. It allows you to automate the volume of certain parts without automating the faders, because there's nothing more annoying than like wanting to change the overall volume of a sound, and then the the faders like bouncing up and down. It's annoying to reset. So this is good practice. For example, this sound right here, the sounds a bit too much when it's not being automated down. I'll show you every example where I'm doing this. So without it, with it, it just really helps to stop it kind of punching through. It's a little bit hard in the ears otherwise. Same with that one. The sound is gone.
So let's get down.
The s is a little bit loud. What we're really doing here is de-essing the vocal. This is pretty much what an automatic de-esser does. It's just, it allows you to retain the ones you want and the ones you want to reduce. So it's a really handy little tool and a little tip. It can just take your vocal just a little bit further to be more professional.
Let's get down to business. Mama, please don't worry about me, 'cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this, so let's get down to business.
The final thing is I've automated the mix of a performance shifter.
Let's get down to business.
As you can hear there. And then I did a little bit of a dip as well there. On the sound at the bottom there. Other than that, it's all just been mixing, leveling things. As you know, if you watch my videos, most of my mixing is either simple plugins like OTT, EQ, but mainly it's just the right levels. And of course, it's choosing the right samples, which I think we've done today quite well. Let's go to the second break and I'll show you what's going on here.
Just like this, so let's get down to business. Back and forth with the bullshit. I know I said it before, I don't mean it. It's been a while since I had your attention, so it might hurt to hear this. Dreams we have to live fall away. We can't live if we stay the same. And I can't do this for another way. So let's get down to business.
Alright, there we go. Most of the things that I've done are mixing, like I said, but let's look at one little thing that I think adds a lot. So obviously we got the loops here, but let's play this. So what I added was this sample, okay, and then this sample, and then this one. That's like a Phil Collins kind of drum sample, but it works in this setting. So let me just show you where they're placed. You can hear they add like so much energy to the drop. Honestly, it kind of just finishes it off. There's not much else I'm going to do. The last final parts are going to be pretty much just making sure everything's okay. And I'm going to add some risers to the builds up here. So other than that, I think we're done. And if we want to look at the project info, that has been 5 hours and 20 minutes since putting the vocals in here. So that was a very short production. Again, it was one of those super lucky ones that just everything kind of worked. And I'm so grateful it did, because spending all that time on the vocals and for them not to work out. But I'm super happy with everything, and I've learned so much with this project. It's crazy. I'm way more confident with recording my own vocals. I'm trying a style I've never tried before, to be honest, as well. And I've just been loving it. So thanks for watching. So much cool stuff has happened in the last 7 months. My life has like changed a lot. And it's really thanks to people that have supported me. So all the Instagram DMs, all the shout outs, it's been amazing. So thank you so much.